games to nothing. Just starting off here, B. Wood, starting with you. Where is the Milwaukee Bucks' confidence right now, seeing how bad they were getting beat down earlier in the series, that 39-point loss on the road? Now they've evened the series, and now they're going back to Brooklyn with the series tied. Well,
Milwaukee's confidence is probably sky high right now because for the simple fact that they were able to get these 2 wins on their home court. But more importantly, Brooklyn's not healthy. Brooklyn's not nearly as formidable when you don't have James Harden and you don't have Kyrie. And we saw what that looks like tonight for Kevin Durant. When you don't have those guys creating that optimal spacing, now guys can get a little bit more physical. The teams can put a couple more bodies in front of you, and that's why KD ends up going 9 for 25. Because look at these bodies. Like, hey, he's trying to drive, but he sees Brook Lopez right there, so he has to take a tough shot. Now we have, look at PJ Tucker crowding him, taking up that space. Giannis at the elbow. Bobby Portis coming over there to block the shot. Hey, making it look crowded. Once again, you see the Bucks hovering around, just making KD take tough shots and see a lot of bodies. And when you have when you have Kyrie and you have James, then he gets that same spacing that he had in Golden State. He left OKC for a reason, not because he doesn't like Russ, because he wanted to play with optimal spacing and be able to do his thing. It's a lot easier to play that way as a superstar. That space got real small when Kyrie went out, and I think if you're the Milwaukee Bucks, you have to like your chances right now.
Yeah, and your primary defender is a physical guy, PJ Tucker, that wants to take that challenge, understand what he has behind him, and understands right now, I'll get up even more, like you say, take up more space because there's no Kyrie, there's no Harden. We're going to make the others beat us, even at one-on-one. So it's going to be tough. They're going to have to find a way to move him around, obviously try to find a way to let him catch on the block. And they're probably going to come double, which you should do, but he can get his shot off quicker. But if you're the Milwaukee Bucks, bro, you're confident. There's no Kyrie possibly, no Harden possibly. That puts a lot of pressure on Steve Nash and the others like Joe Harris, because we're looking for Joe Harris now. That's the next man up as far as an option, and it's hard for him to create his own shot. He's great off those guys because they create space for him.
Hey, Smitty, let me ask you a question. If Kyrie and Harden can't play in this next game, would you look to possibly use KD in a different fashion as far as, hey, they're trying to be physical with him. Instead of letting him dribble the ball up and everybody staring at him, let's run PJ Tucker off 3 to 4 baseline screens and see if he wants to be physical chasing guys around screens. I think that action will be a lot harder. Let's run him off some weak side pin downs and see what that looks like. I think like that action will be a lot harder as well. So at the end of the day, I think maybe they should try to move guys around a little bit, because just having KD stand in one spot or dribble the ball up and try to get his own shot, he's good enough to do it. But with the way PJ's trying to play him, I would move him around. What do you see?
I definitely see you got to be very creative, but everything under the free throw line.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you come out, PJ Tucker's so strong, he's going to push him out because if he's that type of player and also that type of defender right now with no Harden and no Kyrie. But I'm with you. I'm running him around. I'm letting him set a down screen. Guy come up, he catches in a quick post.
Right.
Everything has to be quick hitters right now. And I think also for KD, he's going to have to find a way. Trust some teammates. Make some moves where I'm dragging 2 guys and quick little slips to guys. It's going to be, and also they got to play a little faster, an early offense, but then also take high percentage shots.
Maybe he has to score and facilitate like the Hall of Famer Grant Hill once did in his playing days. Grant, just FaceTime me live on air. Thanks for that. Hello to me as
That's
well.
who was calling us?
That's who was calling us.
He know we working, man.
He knows that we're working. Anyway, I digress. Back to this conversation here. Now, we just talked about KD. Apparently, if those 2 guys don't play, his running buddies, and they're the favorites. We know that Brooklyn is the favorites. However, the Big Three have missed a total of 78 games all season. So with that being said, should they still be considered the favorite, even if they are healthy, seeing how many games that they've missed?
What do you mean, if they're not healthy?
Either way, even if they are healthy, seeing they've missed so many games.
Well, listen, we saw if they get those guys back, they have to be the favorites because they have the right mentality. James Harden was willing to take a lesser role, and I wanted to see that. He said, I'm okay with Kyrie and KD taking more shots than me. And then Kyrie said, hey, I'm okay with James handling the ball. Everybody was sacrificing. Those guys are so talented. When talented people get together and sacrifice, good things happen. But now when those guys aren't available, are they the favorite? No. This team isn't but so talented if they're not available. So I think that if those guys get healthy, I still like Brooklyn's chances. But if those guys are not available for this series, I think Milwaukee ends up winning.
Ro, let's add this. Without James Harden, because he got hurt in the first 40 seconds of the game, they won those 2 games without James Harden. So you saying all 3 of them healthy?
Blew them out without James Harden.
Yeah.
Blew them out.
So for sure, I say they are definitely the favorites if they're all healthy. Because I just watched those 2 guys win 2 games without James Harden and made it look very easy. They're going to struggle like they did one game in Game 3. It was a big game. They could have got Game 3. That would have been huge. You never know what's going to happen. But right now, obviously, it's a new series. Advantage Bucks right now if Kyrie and James Harden's not playing.
And just an update on things. Kyrie, the x-rays came back. They were negative. We still don't know if he will be available to play in Game 5. And if you were watching when Steve Nash was talking, you heard the sirens and the emergency situation. Apparently, the building has been evacuated. This tweet coming in from our Jared Greenberg. Everyone is being evacuated from the stadium right now. So we'll keep you posted on everything going on. We're not sure if we will still have player availability. We will keep you abreast on the situation.
Not if everybody's evacuated.
Well,
Kind of hard to have player availability if no one's there. I'm just saying.
good point right there.
Yes.
When he
I'm the master of the obvious.
You got to be safe.
When he says everyone, I didn't know if that meant everyone. Just
What does everyone know me mean? That's why you love me. That's why you love me. Don't get mad.
You know what? When you're right, you're right. I digress. We'll go back to talking about basketball. Giannis's performance, the 12th time in his playoff career, he's gone for 30 and 10 in this game. He came out very aggressive. He seemed to really want this one bad, locked in. Your assessment of Giannis's performance?
I thought Giannis came out and was very aggressive in this game. I liked some of his drives that he had to the basket. I think that he was trying to just press that action early on. You see Giannis right here with the slip to the basket. I love that. I love when he sets a pick and he slips to the basket. But right here, the defense isn't set and he goes right by Blake Griffin right there. Looks like he might have got a little bit of a foul. Then once again, the defense rotates over and we see another offensive foul by Jeff Green. Now we see Giannis getting out in transition again, looking to press the pace. And so I don't mind Giannis when he's out in transition trying to press the action, but I like him more in this role where instead of being a facilitator, he's receiving the pass as Drew Holiday with the nutmeg right there for KD. And these are the type of plays I like Giannis making. Keep him 15 feet on in. Hey, get out, run out in transition, get downhill, and if you don't have it, get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmakers, and then you become a screener, roller, and a better as a finisher than a facilitator, even though that is a nice pass right there. But in the half court, when things slow down, I want to see Giannis be a finisher and let guys like Holiday and Middleton make the plays.
And there was a huge moment right before halftime. He had 2 fouls, the offensive foul. He had 3 at the time. It was reviewed, reversed, and all of a sudden it was a 2-point game. That's sometime after Kyrie goes out. And then the Bucks respond with that huge 19-2 run, and that seemed to shift the momentum for this Bucks team.
Yeah, it did, and I'm with Brendan. Half court, I would love to see him free throw line down. That's setting a pick, that's catching the elbow. But I also, to add that, it helps Drew Holiday, to Brendan's point. We're talking about Drew Holiday coming off the pick and roll with Giannis. Chris Middleton coming off. There's more options for all those guys to play. Next, they got to find a way for Brook Lopez to be a part of this series. For me, I mean, Brook Lopez is like he's getting wasted being out there standing. There's times when me and Brendan are yelling.
Yes, they are.
Shamit, and you can hear it. Shamit guarding him, Kyrie guarding him, Joe Harris guarding him. All together, put all 3 guys together, he's still not tall as Brook. I mean, there's no way he can't get some touches down on the block. He is a post player. He has size. And there's nothing wrong with him making a play down there, giving him a few touches. And he is really good down there. I don't even know if he can post up anymore. I haven't seen him do it in a long time. I just don't like that he has to take kick-out threes every time to be effective.
We saw him taking shots in the pregame in the painted area, so we would think maybe he still has that as part of his game. And 2 for 6 tonight after going 1 for 7 in the previous game.
Yeah, I just think that's just a wrinkle that the Bucks can throw in after timeouts, and sometimes when they're paying attention to what goes on in the game as far as the lineup changes. So obviously, at this stage in Brook's career, you're not going to feature him. Right. But if you look out there and they say, oh, well, they're putting Bruce Brown or Kyrie on him.
I'm featuring him.
Yeah, so if they put Bruce Brown or Kyrie on him, hey, real quickly, this is when your basketball IQ has to come in and